Hello and welcome to the Intel Extreme Masters Philadelphia, the Continental Finals for America. I'm James Harding, joined, of course, with Joe Miller.
Joe Miller, actually.
Is it actually Joe Miller? Because I was going to say James Stugard Harding.
Just Joe Miller is fine. It usually cuts here. Yeah, it's fine. Joe Miller. Joe. Dave. Whatever.
I kind of like Joe Miller now.
Okay.
Caught on. So obviously today you've tuned in because we will be going through CS and also World of Warcraft, and kind of unsurprising, I thought we were going to have a bit more of a wow. Normally that's how the Friday schedule go, but how did you get in for the CS?
I sneaked in and we said, oh, well, let's just do Group B of Counter-Strikes. You know, there's some good teams here. Of course, the Continental Finals for the Americas, which also includes South America and therefore made in Brazil.
Yeah, Made in Brazil will be in Group B, and that's the group that we're going to be following. And do you think that we're following Group B just to kind of see Made in Brazil's dominance as such? I mean, we don't get to pick the games. I mean, the admins over down in Philadelphia, you know, pick what's going on and pick what we're, you know, broadcasting. So do you think there's a bit of a MIBR kind of spotlight this weekend?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, MIBR are the favourites coming into this tournament. They've not performed all that amazingly in the recent tournaments. I mean, in Dubai, they had a bit of a tricky time. But of course, they're here. They're in the Continental Finals. And in my opinion, they are the favourites for this event.
Yeah, they are the favourites. And we'll be going on to World of Warcraft as well later on with Matt Zalma Ryder. I'm sure if some fans out there welcome him back to the show, as he only gets to do Wednesdays for some reason. He's not getting in on the CS action, but maybe that will all change tonight. But we do actually have the brackets then for Group A and B, or the groups, sorry, so to speak. So we'll take you through those and just take you through what's going on in Group A. Yeah,
Group A is a really tight one. I mean, we don't have EG Canada, the team that's in fourth there. They actually dropped out at the last minute of this tournament with no replacement. So we have Gravitas, Mob Gaming, and EG USA. A really tight group, in my opinion. Top two teams will progress through to the playoffs. And for my money, I mean, Gravitas and EG should be the ones to go through there, but Mob certainly will be contesting for that second place, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Group B, you've got X3O, MIBR, TRP, and also Team Guardians. And no one's dropped out of this one, so all four will obviously be playing.
Yeah, I mean, MIBR, again, are going to be the favourites for that one. You do have X3O in there and Guardians, who are both very, very strong teams. I'd imagine they'll be the ones, again, that kind of challenge for that second place. Unless MIBR get upset, of course, that could certainly happen. We've seen these American teams causing upsets over the past few events. I mean, I remember in LA, obviously, EG USA knocked out Fnatic down into the low bracket 16-1. So there's definitely the caliber within these teams to take down teams like MIBR.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, looking at those kind of teams coming in from America, then I mean, obviously we know a few of the names that should be doing well. X3O probably being one of them. Who's your pick maybe to challenge MIBR? And I know that actually 3 of these teams will actually qualify for the global finals. Yeah. MIBR did open up a slot. I do believe it was in Los Angeles where they came second to MIM, or was it SK? I can't remember. SK. It was SK. Sorry, confusing tournaments. But yeah, came second to SK. So they've opened up a slot, which means that 3 teams will qualify for the global finals. If you had to pick them?
X3O, MIBR, Gravitas, in my honest opinion.
See, I know X3O's out there, but I mean, why Gravitas over maybe Mob Gaming or other teams?
Well, Gravitas have had a bit of a run recently. Obviously, they were at the World Cyber Games representing the USA, so I think that might just give them a little bit of an edge. I'm not sure if any of these teams have been boot camping. I'd imagine they probably will have before a big event for this. I mean, we do have a lot of prize money, $25,000 for first place. Second place gets 10, and then 6,000 for third, and it keeps going down right until 5, 6. So, I mean, as well as those slots in the global finals where we have like hundreds of thousands of prize money, this event is really good for the money as well. So all of these teams will have practiced hard for it. They want to get to the finals in Germany, obviously CBIT 2009. They really want to be there, and I honestly think that, I mean, Gravitas, we saw some great performances from them in the other tournaments, and they're that team that, sometimes they'll play and they'll not quite make the grade against the top teams, but other times they can really kind of give them a shock and even cause those upsets.
Yeah, and also, I mean, one of the biggest tournaments for the American players for, I'd say, 2 reasons. A, they get to qualify for the global finals, which all of them want to be there. Only 3 slots. You got 7 teams, e.g. Canada, unfortunately, unable to attend. So, still got good odds. But also, they're not going to have the Europeans stealing their money because they won't be challenging. So there's obviously second, and that's big prize money for second, third, and first. So I mean, this could be one of the biggest tournaments of the year for these American teams.
Yeah, I mean, if we take the main round, for instance, which is of course how these teams actually qualified for the Continental Finals in Philadelphia. In Group A, we had Gravitas top of the table, 5 wins, no losses. Now in that group, they had Frag Dominant, Realist Project, who were in Group B with MIBR, and also EG Canada. They were 5-0 there, again dominating stuff in the main round from Gravitas. Then X3O on the other side, of course in Group B, they were 6-0, and they defeated teams like Mob, EG USA, and Guardians. That Group B a little more stacked, I think, on the good teams. But X3O looking very, very strong, and in my opinion, X3O will be the team that challenge MIBR in Group B.
Yeah, but you've also got to be looking at as well Frag Dominant and Mob, challenging really for that third place. If that's going to be the case, if we think X3O and Gravitas will be the ones underneath MIBR, if everything kind of goes as paper planned, which it never does in tournaments. Yeah. But I mean, obviously Mob and Frag Dominant looking to maybe challenge as well to try and get up there. So that's going to be the CS. We're going to take you through that to begin with. The first match that we're actually going to be showing, it will be an MIBR match.
Yeah, we are going to see MIBR again. Some amazing games to come, really, from this Group B. MIBR versus Guardians is the first one. And Guardians, they're no real slouches. I mean, if you look at their team, you've got people like Asian, CBZ in there, just Ions. Yeah, it's a very, very strong team, which, again, can cause those upsets. A very experienced team.
Yeah, and Dust 2 will be the map that they'll be playing on. So MIBR, Team Guardians, Dust 2. Anything springs to mind when I bring those two together?
Kogu. Yeah,
is that going to be the story of the tournament?
To see Kogu up in again on Dust 2, it's always fantastic to watch Kogu wherever he's playing. But I think that MIBR have been shaken up a little bit. Kiku, of course, is the former team captain, now the manager of MIBR. They actually started a second team that was kind of like you could say a reserve team, I guess. And the idea was that if any players play bad in the original, the main MIBR lineup, they'll be substituted with someone that plays well in the second team. So there's a even bigger, if you like, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Incentive
Giraffe.
Is the word.
Oh.
Yeah, the incentive is to do well because as well as losing the tournament, they could also be taken out of the team and could miss out on further events as well.
Yeah, so MIBR kind of stacked with talent, reserve talent,
sure.
And, maybe a bit of unnecessary pressure, though, for the team. Do you not think that could be another, element to it?
Well, the thing about MIBR is, they've changed lineups over the last couple of years quite often. That kind of revolved around the now dead CGS team, obviously with Counter-Strike Source, and they put some new players in here and there and changed people around. And the thing is that, in my opinion, in Brazil, obviously it's not my main scene. It's not like I follow the Brazilian scene religiously, but you have MIBR.
You actually do follow, though, Brazilian
volleyball.
No, wait. Brazilian have football teams and they have mascots.
Yeah.
Was that you showing me that?
No.
Brazilian mascots for football teams are actually just really hot girls.
Yeah, well, why not?
So we have people dressed. No, Americans have people dressed up in crazy dog outfits. Stay with me on this one, Joe. We have hooligans. I guess that's our mascots.
Oh, we still have mascots.
We do.
Have mascots, yeah.
I've never seen
Sheffield Wednesday mascot are 3, maybe even 4 owls now. It started out with 1, Aussie, then we got Ollie, then Baz, then probably another little owl to just come in there.
You got owls?
Yeah, we actually got men in owl costumes as the mascots.
Right, yeah, and so the mascots for Brazilian football teams are just really hot chicks.
Fair play.
Brazil's doing it right, and maybe here as well in CS. That was ultimately my point and my insight to Counter-Strike as far as it goes. Actually, just got a kind of a correction. It's not going to be Dust 2. The first map between Guardians and Made in Brazil will, in fact, be Train.
Oh, well, even better. Yeah, to see Kogo on. I mean, Train on the outer bomb side, we're probably going to see a lot from him. And again, Guardians aren't to be underestimated. I'm sure MIBR aren't underestimating them, but I ultimately think that MIBR should top this group, but Guardians and X3O will be the ones that kind of stick it to them and maybe give them a bit of a run for their money and shock them. Yeah,
but also, EG Canada unable to attend.
Yep.
Right? Why has no one got on the phone and rung out Complexity?
Well, yeah, but the point is
I know they haven't qualified in the main round.
It's qualification, like, right? So
slip them in there. I know they're not kind of a slippable in team.
Yeah, it's not like no one will notice them coming in there. But yeah, that would have been great to see teams like 3D and Complexity back in 1.6.
So do you think maybe the next Intel Extreme Masters will be seeing a return of Complexity? Yeah. Because, you know, people have always like loved matching up them as the, you know, American team versus the European teams, and always wanted to see as much as, you know, competition between them, and they haven't really seen that.
Well, Complexity, well, Jason Lake in particular has already said, you know, we're going to keep going on, keep soldiering on with Complexity.
Do they get to keep their team?
Well, that's actually what he said in his statement. They don't know what's going on right now. They've had no answer. They don't know if DirecTV owns their rights, their players, what. But they will obviously just maybe not under the Complexity name, but they will carry on doing what they're doing. They've got some old code from their old website that's been built now, and hopefully Complexity in 3D. Will stay on the horizon.
Yeah, we'll have to keep watching for that. But obviously we're here for the Intel Extreme Masters, Philadelphia. We've got the 7 teams in CS. mibr are going to be looking the strongest. Going to be following them in Group B to begin with. Now, you know, Gravitas, though, no, Team Guardians actually do have like, second game that we're going to be following mibr on. I'm just rolling it off the top of my head. Is going to be mibr versus X3O.
Yeah.
Okay, now, mibr's warm-up match is Team Guardians, if you can class it as a warm-up match, because it's the match that they've got before X3O. And then you've got X3O, they have their first game as well, which is, I can't remember exactly. Can you save me in this situation?
I could do.
It's the TRP.
Realist project.
Yeah, exactly. We all knew that. And yeah, so that's like their warm-up game. So, you know, that should really kind of be setting the pace, or because, you know, we have to check back with X3O's score and see what kind of condition they're in before they go into mibr. But quite a nice situation for both of these teams not to have to play each other straight away.
Yeah, I think so. But again, Guardians, this kind of works in their favour if they manage to get up to get on the pace, if you like, early on in the game. Then they could probably catch mibr out being first game for each of these teams. I know, you know, it's particularly cold in Philadelphia right now. It was snowing when I saw some pictures. Actually, it was snowing in outside.
Germany for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, now it's gone again.
Yeah, all our snowmen are dead, but we're bringing back for Christmas.
Bring them back for Christmas. Yeah, so just waiting on an IP. It does snow in Sheffield, yeah, occasionally.
Yeah. That's nice. Sometimes snows where I live, in my residence.
Where's that? Glastonbury. Okay.
We have a big hill. Thank you, card giver.
We have an IP, which is always good. Let's.
We have an IP. And obviously later on we will be going into World of Warcraft. Pretty much, actually, I think a higher caliber of competition here, as I say that to the CS community. But in all fairness, like the American WoW section is going to be really, really tough, and it's going to be turned on its head as well because of 3.0, basically. And
yeah,
I'm not sure.
I completely agree.
Who do you think is going to take it?
Pandemic.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Now, who's playing for Pandemic? I'm not going to do this to you because I know it's going to get flip reversed on me.
Oh No's Kint and Cal in Pandemic, as we saw them at their first event was the Global Challenge in Leipzig, where they, you know, didn't quite do as they would have expected, but they came back a little bit stronger the next event.
Yeah, but actually Lemley decided this time to send the other Pandemic team, which will be Natrana, Malice and Doju.
I would have done that as well. Well done, Lemley. Good choice.
I didn't want to do that to you because I know you're going to screw me over in CS. But no, yeah, Pandemic actually sending a new team here. Not so much a new team, their old team. And the reason being is because RMPs are so strong that they've put them in as a team. And it's kind of unfortunate not to see, in all fairness, Kint backing that team as the priest, because I think he's, probably, you know, a better priest than Doju, but still, you know, you've got Malice, amazing mage, you've got Natrana, such an offensive and such a creative kind of rogue. It really will be Pandemic's tournament to impress. Other than that, you've got Gravitas Gaming, Celix, Eli, and also Emo Lol. They should be coming through first, but they're going to be challenged by a lot of different comps. But then on the other end, a familiar name to the Counter-Strike community, you've got Fnatic. who are going to completely either get screwed in this kind of situation as, the best performing American team all year, and then comes a patch, and now they can't perform because they can't play the right classes. But
is that? I mean, that's the game, right?
That is the game. Yeah. So kind of, looking at it on two ways. Yes, their favorite comp has been taken out. But then at the same time, a lot of other teams have been struggling because they can't play that comp, but have kept in the, top 5, like the old Pandemic team and also Existence. So it's not really, it's kind of hard to judge if it's, it's a bit of a fell cake for them or just, fell cake for the patch. But, cake all around, pretty much what's going on in WoW. Matt Ryder will be there. It'll be good. He's promised to do his Pingu version. He also promised to dance on the table last show we did, and he never did.
I don't think he will do that. I mean, he's kind of crazy, but I don't think he's that crazy.
He's also actually in ESL TV. I want to broadcast this, by the way, in ESL TV almost. We're having, for the Rock Band World Tour release, we're having a competition.
I think we should win that, although we're going to have to sing Eye of the Tiger looking at the song list.
Yeah, okay, so basically, we're going to be in the studio. We don't know we're broadcasting. I don't know what's going on because the email was in German. But there's going to be a rock band competition, and we've got to make rock band teams, right? And on the panel, okay, this is the panel, right? So the most important people of ESL TV are on the panel to judge who's going to win, okay? So you've got Jens Hilgers, CEO, the guy who started it. You've got Sven Hoffman, our boss, CEO of ESL TV. You've got Marie, somebody, like the hottest chick that works in ESL TV. Hi, Marie, by the way. Then you've got someone else who's too important. I don't even know who he is because I haven't met him yet. I'm not allowed to probably. And then you've got, lastly on the list of the 5 superstars, you've got Matt Ryder on the panel, sat between the CEOs, judging people how good they are at Rock Band. And I think the only reason he got that job is because he's got a tattoo of leaves and caterpillars on his arm, and they thought he was like cool. But yeah. So maybe we'll broadcast that. I don't think
Matt Ryder's going to have a job after that.
No, I told him to sit in between Jens Hilgers and also Marie. So you've got, in my opinion, the 2 most important people there, and just make that really weird conversation that he probably would do.
He would do that anyway.
But the other thing is as well, is I'm kind of scared of how he's going to judge people. And if we enter the competition, is he just going to give us ones?
Probably. Well, we're going to fail anyway.
But we're kind of like his mentors and stuff, aren't we? So we can say if you don't give us 10s.
Maybe we can say, if you give us 10s and we'll let you keep your job.
Otherwise we'll bully you. How you owe him 50 euros?
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually really needs that. He spent his last 20 euros on a taxi, so he arrived late to the studio with. So he's really upset, actually. So if you give him the 50 euros, maybe we can get some 10s.
Or actually, maybe we just say it like this. If you don't give me 10s, you're not having that 50 euros.
Yeah, we need 5 10s, Matt. If you're watching from the other room, which you will be coming in later. Yeah. What are our song lists, by the way? You've got Eye of the Tiger, you've got Lenny Kravitz, and then we've also got Korn.
Some random Korn song, yeah.
Freak on a Leash. It's not a random Korn song. That's down in history.
I don't listen.
Anyway, maybe we'll tell you the results and broadcast it. I happen to play medium pretty fantastically.
I play expert quite badly, but I still play it.
I play 6% of expert. How did we get into Guitar Hero? Were you on the server yet, Joe?
I'm on the server, yeah. We're just waiting. Apparently, we have roughly a 10-minute delay. Obviously, these teams just getting set up, and first game of the tournament, it sometimes does happen. We do have 3 or 4 players from each side. Actually, it looks like, which I didn't know, that Guardians are teamed up as zEx. So I assume they've joined up with the zEx organization. Yeah, so 10-minute delay, nothing, out of the ordinary, really.
They're apparently called zEx, the Guardians. They've renamed. They were like, zEx. The Guardians, well, apparently zEx, I was getting confirmed.
Obviously, you know the CS scene in the US, and you know who zEx are.
It's for Zebra Extreme.
So where did the T come from?
I didn't say T. I said zEx.
Okay.
Other news, office news around ESL TV. You'll like this one, Joe, right? So like Jens Hilgers, our boss, has been flying around everywhere lately, right? So we haven't really seen him. Okay, so how I'm always late to work.
Oh, you are? I never noticed.
That's because you're later than me. Yeah. But you know how I'm always late for work, and I've been getting told off a little bit lately. But, right, so I turned up this morning because I couldn't sleep at like 8 a.m. And the only person in the office. No, the only person in the office was Jens Hilgers. So I walked past his office. I was like, "Morning, Jens." He's like, "Oh, what are you doing this time?" "Normally get in around about 8. Yeah, I'll be here until 2 a.m." So he's only met me once in the office, and he now thinks I'm a baller. But really, I'm late all the time. Hopefully, he's not watching.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of breaking news, which could be quite interesting for this tournament. Apparently, made in Brazil.
What?
Yeah, made in Brazil. NAC and Bit1 put their equipment in their pack baggage. You know, they checked it in, and then, well, their luggage got lost or delayed, so they can't actually play with that. They're playing with the Razer keyboards that we provide for the players before the tournament. Lucky though, the other three, you know, had the head screwed on and put it in the carry-on luggage.
So NAC and Bit are the ones who got to watch out for bottom scores. Because no offense, right? As a professional gamer, doesn't matter if someone gives you a mouse which is better than one you're using. If you're not used to it, you will suck, because it's like it has a feeling to it, man. It has like a rhythm. Yeah. You know what I mean? It has like a weight. It's like changing a tennis racket for a badminton racket and trying to play, you know, the second half of whatever sports game you're playing. It's just like the weight and the feel of it is completely different. So yeah, NAC and Bit got airport owned, so they won't have their equipment, but they will be on Razer stuff. I mean, hopefully it's the Death Adder.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is Death Adder, and
because they should be alright with a Death Adder, because
or Lycosa.
I hope it's not the Lycosa.
Well, I mean, what can you do? I mean, if these players they're pretty used to traveling abroad and they know that their luggage can get lost. Obviously, the other three knew, you know, oh, this is gonna.
So wait, are they the two that checked it in? Actually, checked all their stuff in?
Yeah,
I do that. That's just unlucky. I've done that for every tournament I've gone to. It's not like I'm going to take a keyboard. Imagine if, like, you open your bag and you sat next to a really hot chick on the airplane, and you open your bag and you've got, like, a keyboard in there. She's going to be like, "Why did you bring a keyboard on the plane?"
I think say I'm a professional gamer. Oh, yeah.
And then she'd be like, "Students." Yeah. Kind of does work. People get really interested about professional gamers, not on planes. Actually, on planes, every time I've been traveling, I don't know if that's because I've been lying and telling how much money I make when I really don't make that much money or win that much money, but people get really interested when they sit next to me about I used to play video games. Mainly the dudes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of not a chick magnet yet, but I'm working on it. Coming up with a formula.
Yeah, we're still waiting on. Actually, I think we have all 5 from each team in the server. Obviously, mibr playing with that little disadvantage, the fact that 2 of the players have lost their equipment. I don't actually know what, off the top of my head, what equipment.
Who are they sponsored by, mibr?
I don't think they do have a peripheral sponsor. So, yeah, if you go back, I'll probably see a typo in your connect.
I'm numbered dyslexic, by the way, and dyslexic.
26. Can't actually see any kind of error with that one. It's not too bad, that, Jay.
Is that an A+ or an A?
I'm lost. Try again. No? Let's bring mine down and compare it to yours. I think it's just exactly the same.
Mine looks bigger than yours, actually. Looks longer. Oh, it looks much longer.
Oh, I know. You've got an S.
Yeah, mine was huge. Such a big difference.
Yeah, it's always, you know, that one letter that sneaks in there by accident that, you know, throws you off the game. So we are getting ready then for mibr versus Guardians, otherwise known as zEx now. Yeah, obviously it moved over to zEx. I'm not sure when that happened. I'm assuming in the last couple of days, judging by the fact that the team name has not been updated on ESL yet or whatever. But we will be going with train, of course. The format for the Counter-Strike 1.6 at the Intel Extreme Masters is best of 1 in the group stage and best of 1 in the playoffs the whole time. Obviously, we do have double elimination, so yeah, the team that wins the upper bracket still has somewhat of an advantage in the final.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, when you say best of 1, they're going to be playing all rounds as well?
In group stage, yes.
Ah, you were so confident on that.
Yeah, of course they will. Well. I mean, yeah, it can come down to a round difference, if you like. So that could make it quite interesting, or also quite annoying for us to watch those rounds at the end.
this day almost seems shorter to me because, like,
it's got 24 hours like every other day.
Is it? All right, don't worry about it then.
Go on. What was your point?
No, that really was it. I just thought it was something special about the 21st of the 11th of 08. No, because 2 teams have dropped out. One in WoW, amazing, which we can talk about later.
Yeah.
One here in Group A. And the last kind of tournaments we've seen, we've had like 5 teams. So, I mean, it's not going to mean less coverage, surely, because we'll be able to cover like more games and follow the kind of story of a team that either makes or breaks it. But at the same time, it seems, you know, there is going to be less going on almost. It's going to be quicker, because imagine if you're in Group A, you've only got to play 2 games. And then from those 2 games, you either qualified or not. Or actually, all of you will have playoffs. 3rd, 4th playoffs? No, 2nd,
no.
3rd? Just top 2.
Top 2. Or maybe there is relegation.
Because
we usually play relegation, but not in CS. We don't play relegation in CS, I don't think.
Who knows?
Usually.
Someone should really tell us this stuff.
Maybe
there's probably people out there that know. That
maybe we should
even,
read the rules. How about that?
Let's read the rules.
Where are the rules?
They're on ESL somewhere, dude. It's really easy to navigate to. I've been using it for a while now. I found my profile. I put a picture there.
Well, usually, I mean, it usually says at some point that we usually have like a relegation tab under.
Where's our token German, the bold guy that tells us everything that's going on?
Oh, Uli.
Yeah.
Uli.
Yeah. Where's he? He's in Philadelphia, not telling us what's going on.
Yeah, we do have apparently a little bit more delay as well before the start of this one. So yeah, Group B is obviously in Group A. EG Canada dropped out, so all those teams already have 1 win on the board without actually playing anything. But then, of course, as Jay said, it could come down to a really tight one in that group, just because there's 3 teams. If they all kind of beat each other, and you end up with a tie.
Yeah, and imagine if something goes weird in X3O and MIBR come out second, and if it's a case of relegation where 2nd, 3rd go through, you might have to play MIBR to qualify in top 4. But we'll have to check on how that's going to work out. Normally it is relegation now, and I'm pretty sure it should be. But I've only been like, with WoW, we definitely have relegation. Do you guys know? ESL premium account, if you know. Tell us what's going on. We don't know. What have we been doing here?
Well, I'm pretty sure that we've not done relegation in previous tournaments. And it usually says, like I said, under the...
I bet Matt Ryder's going to come in and tell us what's going on in it.
Yeah, hopefully Matt Ryder is watching.
That would give me a heart attack.
Yeah. Maybe Matt Ryder's on the ball today. I'm not sure about that, though. We shall see. Let's take a look. I'm just trying to find the zEx story to see exactly when they became zEx.
Well, I don't think anyone's probably got hold of it. They turned up to the tournament and were like, surprise, and had the whole new T-shirts.
Maybe. Could be. So let's talk a little bit about World of Warcraft as well. I mean, well, when I say we'll talk about World of Warcraft, I mean you'll talk about World of Warcraft.
Well, I didn't want to bring it onto your CS show, in all fairness. I didn't want to, like, you know, taint it or maybe lose potential viewers before the CS actually started. But yeah, I'll happily talk to you guys about WoW. Okay, so the 2 groups that we've actually got then are going to be Group A and Group B. Right, so we're going to call them, right? We don't know why. We're just going to go with it. Okay. Zalma's like, check out the love bite. James, yeah, I do. I tried getting rid of it, but it just made my neck go really red. Not enough makeup in the world to get rid of that, by the way, said the makeup artist. She said that to my face as well, about my face, not just that. The other thing is that, yes, Group A and Group B in alphabetical order. In Group A, we're going to have EG, which is obviously the team that used to play with Spo, then used Green Ranger, now using someone else. It's going to be Azel, Ziz, and also Collective now, who's actually a shaman, a really good shaman. Matt gave me this love bite, or was it Matt's sister? I think it was Matt's sister did this to me. I can't remember. She was biting me all over, Matt. And then also next down the list is going to be Amazing, who aren't turning up. so they're off. Then the next, Matt's going to stab me on the show, isn't he? You can make jokes about Matt as much as you want, but as soon as you get onto his sisters, it kill you.
Yeah, he gets really mad about that.
He does get really mad. So, you know, if you're on, you know, the forums and, you know, if you just want to test it out, if you know, maybe said a joke about Matt's sisters, he might reply. Maybe not. Anyway, so then the next team will be Gravitas Gaming, the kind of team that's ranked first, really, to kind of been expected to take this tournament. They're the only team that opened up a slot within the actual qualification. So 3 slots for CS, 3 slots for WoW, just like, you know...
was that at Montreal?
It was at Montreal, yes, and they came through second behind SK Gaming.
Was that the event where one of the Gravitas players just destroyed everything?
That was, yeah, you guys probably saw that. That was zEx. So he was the mage, and they came down to 2-on-2 situations versus SK Gaming, right? And they pretty much, yeah, they flunked it. I could have played, no offense, a better 2v2 Priest mage than they did in that situation. They didn't seem to have like this kind of, they didn't have a knowledge of how to end the game in a 2v2 when it was a mirror, okay?
Yeah.
Now, the main reason being, it's not because they're bad players whatsoever, it's because they've been practicing 3v3. And they haven't done any 2v2. So once they got in that 2v2 situation, Aurelia and another have played 2v2 Priest Mage. And it's quite a hard thing to play. It's really annoying, right? It's ridiculously annoying comp to play.
Yeah.
And they just haven't played it in 2v2 ladder, so they just got destroyed. So they basically threw away loads of money because they've been practicing 3v3 to get to the finals and then didn't do any casual play in 2v2, so they messed up. And yes, zEx was the guy that punched the laptop. Also, within that team, then Gravitas Gaming is obviously Emo, LOL, the Rogue, and also Eli. And then the last thing you've got in there is Got Game West, and that's the team with Diddy. Not sure how they're gonna do really. My hopes are more sticking them in the kind of top 6 out of 8. But that's not really saying
so
much.
Are you expecting Fnatic to like have a fail at this event? And
I kind of am, in all fairness, because I know that Hafu has been slightly trying to get on a Shaman. I know Glix can play quite a few classes well. I think Reagan will probably end up sticking to Warrior. What we saw him play before when 3.0 came out was Rep Paladin, Warrior, Druid. Kind of worked out almost, but never really did. You know, they kind of got countered. That gets countered by good RMPs every time, okay? So you look at that and then you think, yeah, they're going to get screwed because that's all they can play plus their normal lineup. And I don't think either one's going to be strong. I don't think that Hafu might be ready to play with a Shaman. So I think they're going to be foul kick. And that's in Group B. Then you've got Game East. The other team that should do well, but they're not playing RMP, they're playing RMD. Okay, so they've got Sodder on Druid. It doesn't look like it's going to work out. And in all fairness, it's like, you got a Druid in there. Now you can't pop rogues out with Starfall, as you obviously know.
Yeah,
so do you guys. So it's not really as viable because you don't get the opener. Also, yeah, that Druid can get nukes. And it's also, maybe good to run a Paladin against it because it's 3 DPS. So maybe, Fnatic might have a chance if they do that with the Rep Paladin that Glix will play. Then you've got Pandemic coming in with a new lineup, which I'm kind of, I don't really like as far as a management go. It seems like Lemley's desperate to get back on top of the WoW scene. It's just that he has that kind of like presence about him. As nice as a guy as he is, manager of obviously Pandemic, maybe that will change though now that CGS is gone back because obviously he took over management when former manager went to CGS. But it seems like he's desperate to get back on. So he's been sending this team and putting all his money behind a certain team, and now he's just gonna drop it and send the strongest comp. But I think it will work. I think Pandemic will end up actually qualifying because of this, and I think they're ready to be kind of top 2. And then we got another team which I won't talk about.
Yeah, we won't talk about that because you're back into the action with Counter-Strike 1.6. It is going to be zEx versus mibr, and actually a knife round that turned into a non-knife round because people started shooting each other. So we'll get ready for the restart on this one. But of course, zEx, the old Team Guardians, and well, I say old, they've been around for a long, long time, and many people predicting them to kind of drop out in the playoffs, but I guess that really remains to be seen here. So, excuse me, we'll give you a quick.
By the way, if you thought my WoW talk was boring, if you're a WoW player, that was fascinating. That was probably the best WoW speech anyone's ever done. FYI. continue, Joe. You having problemos with the old CSS? There we go. Gamma's up.
Just give you some gamma so you can actually see. So a quick rundown of the teams for mibr. Their usual lineup that we've seen them play quite a few events with now is FNX, Kogu, Bit, BTT, and NAC. And for zEx, we have Asian, GX, ION, CBZ, and Magic.
Yeah, so these guys...
We're not quite ready yet.
Almost looks like they're live, actually, the way they're playing, but obviously they're not, as they're going pistols and CT is one. So coming into this game, I mean, do you see anybody from zEx, well, Guardians, previously known as Guardians, or I don't want to be calling them formerly known as, it's not Prince, but anybody in the lineup that you think is, could stand up to the, the powerhouses and the professional and dominant names of mibr?
Well, yeah, I mean, Asian's a player that's been kind of celebrated, if you like, throughout on Gottfried quite a lot. He's a player that's kind of a bit of a hero after he played CS 1.6 when he was in the CGS and got fined and then dropped out, and all sorts of crazy things went off there. And, full credit to him. He played a game that he loves and he got punished for it through his wages and whatever else happened with the fines and stuff. But also the new guy that's obviously in zEx, obviously they dropped Vincent a week or so ago and they put GX into the team. I mean, this team actually won CEVO Season 9, I believe it was.
Yes.
So, yeah, they're a strong team, and mibr have to make sure that they don't give them too much room for freedom and things like that. I mean, they could do with winning the 9th round. I'm assuming that will come up here as we've just got Asian back on the server. But I'm quite interested to see how zEx do in this tournament.
Okay, we're just getting confirmation on what's actually happening, and the fact that these two teams haven't readied up is actually zEx or zEx. zEx. I'm just going to call them zEx from now on. Okay, we'll go with that. Actually having sound problems with one of the players, so but they are going up against a team that don't even have their own equipment. But obviously, sound is pretty much like I mean, how much? Because when I play Quake 3, sound is like 80% of the game. In some cases, because it confirms and denies either what your feelings are. What's it like in CS?
Yeah, of course, it's still an important factor. You can hear a footstep here and there. You can hear the the chink of a ladder or whatever, or someone jumping across the train.
A similar percentage.
Yeah, it's important for sure. I mean, you can't play if you're playing without sound or anything stupid like that, then it's never going to be good. But we are going to go live into the 9th round by the looks of things here. mibr versus zEx, and Jake, the knife master. Again, it's the Brazilians showing that they can really hold up the knife.
Yeah. Good in gangs, the Brazilians. You can see as they move around in a pack, quite organised in an unorganised fashion. So 9th round then to mibr. No surprises there. Going into the pistol, mibr have obviously picked CT side. So if they start running away with the scoreline, zEx are really going to be feeling this one. Obviously, as well, we're going to be looking for double-up defense mibr have been doing as well. Sometimes, I mean, mainly we see Kogu on it, but still, it'd be interesting to see what zEx can put up. And if they get this pistol round, obviously that will be something to boot. I'm not going to sure what's going to happen after that, because in all fairness, going up against mibr on train is not an easy task.
Yeah, zEx at the moment are pushing just ions here, as you can see, through into Whitehall's, down to that inner bomb site. Yeah, the rest of zEx are actually stacking up in Ivy, waiting to go down that back alleyway and into the outer site. Asian in T middle as well. So they are spread out quite nicely here. They can make some noise over by that inner bomb site and then hit the outer hard. They are just running that clock down a little, just making mibr think, where are they? We have FNX for mibr up on the sniper deck, as we do get some flashes coming out. CBZ going to lead the charge here down Ivy, as you did see one as the counter flashes come around. CBZ going to be partially blind, but it looks like zEx are actually on that outer bomb site. FNX did drop off sniper deck, did manage to get 2 frags before being taken out by GX, and mibr still have the advantage. 4-on-3 situation. Kogu in the Z hallway is going to try and get around to the zEx. They do have the bomb on the outer side with GX by the 6th train. Lovely grenade from Knack down onto Asian. Knack gets his 2nd frag onto GX as well, and it's all going to be on Magic. He has just picked up the bomb there in the back of that train yard. He now tries to run away. He does have mibr chasing him down. And he's actually dropped down from the trains. Bit comes in finally from the 4 train. Gets the headshot, and that will be pistol round then to Made in Brazil.
I got to say, kind of almost embarrassing what FNX actually did to the team of zEx there. He was on top of Sniper Point, actually dropped off and still managed to get 2 kills. They didn't know where he was. They didn't, you know, expect that to happen, and really kind of messed up that situation. And after those 2 kills were dropped, yes, they picked up an FNX, but still that was the only kill they got. So mibr certainly showing their dominance from the get-go. And, well, zEx, I'm going to want to get this bomb down, or at least some complementary kills. They're actually sending Asian into outer. He actually hasn't been seen at the moment as well, so maybe there's an option here to cause a distraction and go in for inner, or try and overcome outer. But in all fairness, mibr are set up at such a distance that pistols won't be good enough.
Yeah, Asian did get a few hits off with his Glock there. I'm not sure who it was for mibr up on Sniper Deck, but Asian did cause a little bit of damage. It looks like zEx are going for the outer side now as Nak again comes up with 2 and a 3rd and a 4th, but Bit going to steal his ace, and Nak's actually sat on 6-0 right now. Really get involved in on the action of the pistol round and the second round. But once mibr knew where they were, they got the surround on them and just shut them down very quickly. So that will bring us then to 2-0. mibr, of course, on CT side, the stronger side here on Train. They're going to be looking to build a healthy lead as they go throughout this first half.
Yeah, we can obviously see Kogu. Let's have AWP in hand. He will be defending that inner bomb site with Nak, but actually the push has come out and they should have a really good advantage, and they actually pick up 2. FNX is going to claim 2 with a nade. It's going to be a 3-on-3. And I'm not sure if zEx will be able to claim those guns. There's only Ions left. And, well, still, nicely done to grab those 2 opening kills. But unfortunately, in a situation where you can't collect the guns, you'll have absolutely, you know, no possible chance still going up against a 3-on-3. But now, you know, 2 kills in the bag there. They've got 1 previously, so not going to be looking too good on money, but they obviously will be buying this round. Yeah,
this is the first buy round for zEx, and mibr, of course, still having weapons after winning those first 3 rounds. Kogu's actually 0-0 right now. Not actually seen any action so far in this game. I'm going to try and get around to zEx, who do have 3 men pushed quite heavily up in the white holes. It's looking like they are going to be making an inner push. Bomb has been dropped for safekeeping up there, as well as Ions and Magic are going to come around to join their teammates. Smoke and flashes down on that inner ramp area. More HE's going down shortly. mibr will know exactly where they are. I'm going to get to Kogu because he's always fun to watch on this inner site. And zEx are about to push here by the looks of things onto that upper ramp. Kogu is watching, and Kogu will find Asian. Great start from Kogu then. The first person he's seen is going to be dispatched with 1 bullet. And now zEx are thinking, well, Kogu's defending there. That could be quite hard. Magic gets spotted here inside of Team Middle. As he goes down as well, the rest of zEx now have a very hard task. Kogu finds Ions as well. CBZ finally makes his way into this one site. Now all alone, though. As the HE's come raining down from top ramp, Bits over on the 3 train. He will find zEx, and that will be the 4th round to mibr. Fairly easy, in my opinion. And the problem was with zEx, as soon as they went into that inner site. Yeah, but not just that. I mean, Kogu hit the first shot, and then they stopped. Now, they should have probably pushed in at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that was an option as well. But, I mean, making a best of a bad situation, really. I mean, you can see Asian was just... he might as well have been a duck in the barrel there for Kogu. Kogu sat up nicely. Obviously, he did actually have a man behind him, Asian, and Kogu did drop off that train. So there was a chance of actually getting someone in there and maybe taking down Nak. Wasn't going to be the case. But still, walking in like that versus Kogu on inner bomb site, you're really asking for trouble.
Yeah, we do actually have a pause right now as well before this 5th round gets to start. But so far, so good for mibr. Obviously, they won 9th round, chose the CT side, the stronger side here, and going to continue to kind of rack up these rounds, in my opinion. I mean, zEx saying they are having some trouble with sound. Whether that's the issue right now, is obviously we do have this pause, I'm not sure. But if you look at the actual scoreboard, Nak at the top with 8 and 1 for mibr. Again, lots of kills in the pistol round. Continued it in the 2nd and 3rd, getting, I think, 2 frags each round, and then continued on. So, yeah, we have lost 1 from zEx. I think it's not CBZ. Ions is there. GX is there. It'd be Magic that's having problems, and I'm just reading the server.
Yeah. Oh, is it Magic's having problems? I'm just reading the comments, and Backlib, who is a Swedish, has challenged me to a duel, and he says I'm rubbish at WoW because I haven't dinged 80 yet. I'm actually leveling a Death Knight, buddy. It takes a little bit longer. And I'll duel you on my Death Knight. Kick your ass. Duel you for ESL Premium TV account. And if I win, I get to keep it. I don't know, even though I get it anyway. Yeah, so kind of, I can just see mibr, though, Joe, running away, really, with this completely. They're going to be coming into the tournament strong, and they've had a lot of practice between, Montreal, LA, and they've done that whole kind of Swedish boot camp. I'm not sure what the whole, build up to this tournament was for mibr. I'm not sure if they were back over in Swedland.
I think so. That was the plan last I heard was, they flew to LA, then they flew to Sweden, then to Montreal, then to Sweden for, I think, like literally a few hours, and then came to Dubai, then flew to, were they at World Esports Masters? I can't remember if they were, but basically they've been flying to and from Sweden, using Sweden as
some very
base,
worried mothers in Brazil right now. They haven't seen their little kids.
Maybe.
Call them little kids, but
maybe.
I've only ever met him once, actually. He was at a party in
cool
Sweden.
Guys. We jumped the queue in Dubai for the taxi with them. It was like 4 years long. Probably would have
4 years long?
Yeah. I think it was actually that long. That's how long it was. And we walked up and mibr at the front. We're like, hey, guys, how you doing? Yeah. Oh, we're just going to jump in the queue with you. And they're like, yeah, sure. Yeah. And the people behind them were like...
Yeah, because they've been waiting there just under 4 years.
Yeah. It's quite a long time. Since GTEC Shopper 2002 or something, I think they've been there. Waiting for a taxi.
But the event these guys are at as well in Philadelphia is VG Expo.
Yeah.
So Video Games
Cool
Expo.
event.
And apparently it's meant to be the new kind of E3, but it's just a little bit better and cooler.
Yeah, I also heard that VG Expo is now like... I'd actually really like to be there, to be honest. I'm sure Uli will bring us some amazing video to give us the atmosphere.
If not,
and
we will shave his head live on ESL TV. If he sucks, it brings us coverage.
Wait, doesn't he have no hair already?
Damn it. We'll bring us something else equally mean to do to Uli. Yeah, but he's out there obviously now covering it. But yeah, apparently it's like the fastest growing expo as well, as far as people and just growth of everything, because it started off really small and then it's just gone. And E3 was kind of like that ages ago, and then it was kind of got a bit like E3. Who cares?
Close it down.
Yeah, and then they closed
it. E for all. Which is still quite small. Obviously, the Intellect Stream Masters in LA was there. But yeah, I mean, as you said, VG Expo is supposed to be one of the fastest growing ones, and one that you kind of don't miss now in the US.
America, yeah. So we're missing it. But we will bring you some of it via Video Men.
Well, we don't mind. I mean, it's nice and snowy here in Germany.
Yeah.
Which is always nice. But we do have Magic back in the server, and we can get the game back underway. So 4-0 to mibr, and we continue with mibr looking in a dominant
Soon to make
fashion.
It 5, surely. We actually have an eco round then from the team of zEx, and they haven't got the bomb down as well, and they've only actually racked up 3 kills in total over the 4 rounds.
Yeah, they are going to push on this lower side. Smokes and flashes out as Kogu's up, rings out through that inner bomb site. But zEx doing well here. They've managed to push up. Nade not quite catching the wall as Knack finds Ion. Kogu's there as well with just the USP. And you can see that mibr just mopping up that zEx push. I mean, it was kind of along the right lines, rush straight in there, getting Kogu's face. But what he did was great. He backed away into the Z hallways. He put a HE down just kind of in front of him where they'd walk in and switched out to USP. Did the damage after he'd got that the hit with a grenade, and that will put mibr 5-0 up. And now zEx again on the back foot. We'll have to find some other way to attack these bomb sites. They've not found a way in yet. They've not, I don't think, got a single plan.
No, they've not got a single plan. They've only actually claimed 4 kills in the whole match.
Yeah. It's not going to be a one for Asian this round either, as he's taken down by BTT, as is Ions, and a great start again by the Brazilians on this outer bomb site. Magic finally takes out Bit. What can zEx do now from this point? His grenades come flying over once again. GX finds Kogu. Looks for his second, but FNX was behind him. Magic's the only one left now, and he does find FNX, but should have probably done better in that situation. Killed him early. I mean, he was kind of just spraying at point-blank range, not making the hits. Well, that will put mibr 6-0 in the lead, and zEx really have to kind of break this momentum because mibr are a team that will, you know, they really love to get those rounds in a row, and once they like start moving, they're like a train. It's hard to stop them.
They are like a train.
No pun intended here.
Yeah, actually, zEx is going to open up with the AK onto bit, and that was just down by a ladder. So they've opened up maybe what could be an outer bomb site. Kogu will be AWPing in this situation, though, so it's still a dangerous place to be in. But if they move swiftly and together, surely they can make something of this.
Yeah, Kogu's an important part of this defense now for mibr. BTT's there as well. As mibr do start to rotate around, Ions with that AWP is looking for something. Magic finds BTT, and it's now a 2-on-4. Surely this is going to be the first round of the half. Kogu takes out Magic. And when we get around to Kogu, he is defending on this outer bomb site. He spotted another one by the bomb train. The question is, can he find the shot that he needs to land to get himself back in this round? He can't, and Asian takes him out. It's all on Knack. 3-on-1. Knack finds Ions. That's the AWPer down for zEx. As the bomb finally does get planted, grenades go down. I think Knack may have got some hits in there as well. And this could be quite good for Knack. He starts to move around, spraying through the trains as he goes, and the players actually saying they've got a bit of lag there as GX takes down Knack. And that will be finally the first round of this first half for zEx.
Yeah, just a really nice kind of opening for zEx there, as they went aggressive one man and kind of caught out mibr in the outer bomb site, got the first kill, opened up with a second one as well, which is actually onto sniper roof, but still nicely done. And from the previous round, it didn't look like they were going to get that kind of opener, but these teams kind of talking about lag at the moment. I'm just kind of tabbing, and you know, obviously they've got 2 to 4 ping, but still there might be something up with the network over there. We'll have to see if that is the case. Knack then is going to open up an Ion, so mibr once again take the advantage. 1 round for zEx, 6 for mibr. It looks like they could make it 7.
It's actually a pretty horrible lag. I mean, they keep warping like every few seconds, and obviously that's not ideal. I'm not sure what the problem is there, whether I thought it was maybe us. I mean, if you look at Magic, he's got 41 ping, which is quite impressive.
Game's off.
It's quite impressive, but zEx are starting to work their way onto this outer bomb site with CBZ. Down through that Ivy corridor, as FNX does take down GX, and it's now down to just Magic and CBZ, who, as I said, are here in the Ivy corridor. Magic is going to find Bit, and maybe, just maybe, zEx can pull something out from this round. BTT is going to take down CBZ, and it's all on Magic once again. He's been in this situation before. Last time he wasn't able to come out on top, but this time it's looking good. Finds a headshot onto BTT and Knack, but he was already grenaded, and Kogu came in from the side, upped him out of the game, and that will be the 7th round of this first half for mibr.
Yeah, still though, nice to see a little bit of Magic. I'm gonna lie, but actually did well in the situation. Kogu held strong and did shut him down. And once again, these teams looks like they are going to be paused. So definitely a problem going on at the moment with something to do with the network. And you know, we send the team out there early. You know, we get to the events early enough, everything's set up, ready for players to come in. Now, we don't know if they're on a private network within the ESL or they're on, you know, another network, you know, with the whole network, and something could actually be messing it up.
Be pretty much lying if I said I was a network expert, but, you know, you never know what's happening. Yeah, if someone's managed to tap in there and just, you know, I guess start downloading things or doing crazy stuff like that, it could be pretty much anything.
I do think, though, if we actually got all the previous tournaments and looked at all the problems within, like, what would actually gone wrong in lands and tournament conditions, there would be a ridiculous amount of, you know, problems that you could almost rack up. And so far, the Intel Extreme Masters has almost been problemless. The only real one I could think about is Montreal maybe being too noisy. Apart from that, everything seems to be running nicely, even on the WoW side as well. And WoW, for its first year, kind of debut year in WSVG, was having a right nightmare of a time. Yeah, it was. Servers were laggy. They didn't expect the kind of, Blizzard were, didn't expect the kind of player load that they would have on the server. Now, when they said they were releasing Wrath of the Lich King, they said, we're ready for the worst. We're ready for everybody and their mother to play WoW in the same area, and we will try and handle this situation. And they've done fantastically well. But, this is a problem. First time I've really kind of seen this in the Intel Extreme Masters.
Yeah. It's first time in, the whole time that I've seen lagging, obviously. We are going to get an unpause and then a repause. Just to, I don't know.
We'll be getting Matt Ryder in soon to dance on the table for you if we have any more timeouts.
Could be quite fun.
He's actually watching in the office.
I think he's actually in the studio.
He's not in the studio.
He was here. Matt, he just kind of wanders around town and
Matt has his
chills
own
out and
time schedule.
Has fun times. But at the moment, if we just look at the scoreboard, Knack, as I kind of pointed out in the last pause, is playing fantastically. Actually, at the top of the scoreboard, 13 kills and 3 deaths for Knack. That's just quite amazing after just 8 rounds. We have Magic, who, of course, reconnected for zEx, and he's still top of the scoreboard. He reconnects after like 5 rounds or 6 rounds. And yeah, he's still there. Ions at the moment not doing too well on 0 and 8, obviously. He's being open, and that kind of player needs to, hit his shots. The open needs to hit his shots on train if you're going to use one. I mean, otherwise, what's the point? You're just wasting lots of cash and not getting any kills.
Yeah, it's the case. But I'm wondering how well zEx are going to be able to do on CT side, because obviously it's a CT-sided map, so this scoreline isn't too surprising yet. But I do feel that, the scoreline, it's almost generous to give them 1, I feel harsh to say. But the scoreline, 7-1 isn't, we've seen it before with 2 top teams coming in a situation. But I think when we put zEx on the CT side, they're going to have almost equally as a hard time. Maybe get some momentum going. I'm sure they'll be able to, put more score on the board. But still, it's the first match of the tournament as well. They've already having problems. They might have been cold coming into it. Not sure what the warm-up is. Not sure what time it is in Philadelphia. I know some gamers hate playing morning games.
I think Philadelphia are like
5 or 6.
6 hours.
Well, bear in mind we're in Europe now, even though I say that as if we were in England before. But
yeah, sure.
With the extra +1.
Sure. 6.
Sure.
Eastern.
They're almost
+5,
they're playing
+1
around at the moment, but
yeah. It looks like we are going to get the unpause then, as we do get the countdown into this 9th round. The score, as we said, 7-1. As soon as they start, they get that lag spike again. But we shall see how the players handle this one. More smoke's being put out by Knack up in those white halls, and actually being the 9th round, zEx are struggling for money, and they're actually on a full eco. Let's see how they go from this. BTT spots the push, finds 1 and 2, and this is real trouble now. BTT gets his 4th kill of the round. Bit gonna spoil the party and steal his ace. But that will put, either way, mibr up 8-1.
Yeah, obviously it's going to be their round. Nothing really zEx could do about that, but they should be able to buy. I'd imagine it will be this round. I think they've ecoed 2. I have to check round. Yeah, they have got nades in hand. So once again, going for this on the outer bomb site. It's worked for them before. Only once. And the last time they came in and did this with guns, actually FNX completely destroyed them.
There goes BTT again with 2 on the outside, being absolutely fantastic. Just defending around Popdog again. It's that aggressive defense that we've seen, pushing up to Electric Box, onto Popdog, into Ladder Room, and it really can catch them out as Magic goes down. And now it's all on GX and Ions, of course. Ions, bottom of the scoreboard, 1 and 9 he is right now, and he will be found by Kogu from those Z hallways. And again, almost seemed easier than the pistol round, than the eco round, the round before there for mibr. And really, zEx aren't able to kind of offer anything to take out this team of mibr. No real, different strats. It's kind of like, oh, let's try inner, oh, that's not work. Let's try outer, oh, that didn't work. Let's go back inner and see how it goes. Kogu actually is pushed up here, aggressive onto the top ramp, misses his first 2 shots and will be taken out. That will give zEx an AWP, which could make things more interesting now as they do try to work their way into this inner bomb site. Nade's coming over as Bit gets the headshot onto CBZ as well. Oh, and a double nade from FNX. And all of a sudden, zEx run into that brick wall that mibr have put out for them so successfully so far in this game. And Asian is the last one standing. His magic is going to go down. He finds BTT on top of the 3 train. He's looking for a shot down to his left. Can't quite catch it. And was taking a bit of damage there. Flashed right in the face as mibr send 2 men rushing straight up ladder to get that AWP back. And Asian will go down. And that will put mibr up to 10 rounds to 1 with just 4 rounds remaining in this first half. Well, zEx need them. All of them.
Yeah, they need them and then some if they could get them. But still, I mean, zEx, when they have guns, very hesitant on the attack, and they nade in, but don't really make a move. And when they rush, they actually get a kill in. So it might be an idea to just kind of go guns blazing in some situations, because their tactics and their entries really aren't kind of working out, and mibr are shutting everything down. But that pistol round, they did claim Kogu. Maybe something similar could happen if they can all actually bunch up, nade in, and move in aggressively, and actually kind of, cause some confusion with the mibr defense, because they're just making it too easy.
Yeah, Ions has got this up again, and he has to actually use it this time and not just be taken out straight away. And he's going up towards that upper ramp, and he's going to go head-to-head with Nak, who's actually got an M4, I'd imagine, in this range, and he's going to be taken down. And again, Ions loses the AWP, and that puts them in a difficult situation. They are going to be able to retake it, and CBZ shuts down Nak. Well, again, zEx in a very hard position as the smokes go down to cover that inner site. Again, Asian does pick off FNX with that up that was dropped by Ions from that last kill, but the bomb is finally going to be planted, I think, for only the 2nd time in this game, maybe. And now mibr try to get the retake on this site. Lovely headshot from GX, takes out Kogu, and it's 4 on 2. And maybe this round will go to zEx. It's in a round that they desperately need to stay in this game. As the bomb is going to go off here sometime shortly. BTT and Bit both get frags. BTT goes up onto the train, finds the headshot onto Asian. He's not going to get the bomb defuse in here. I think it should go off, but he is going to go for it anyway. Magic realizes that he'd gone for that defuse, took him down, but the bomb went off, and zEx do win the round, making the score 10-2. Obviously, mibr still in a huge lead.
But what's interesting is that zEx are really getting all their kind of chances over by that inner bomb site. Now, I'd imagine they're going to be wanting to push that strat a little bit more. I know it's obvious, they've had success there, and you kind of think that mibr won't allow it. But in all fairness, if zEx did go on that inner bomb site now, they would have great chances. But actually, they're going to go up against a 4-man defense on the outer. And, guessed wrong there, really. I would have fancied their chances going on the inner bomb site again.
Yeah, and they actually have BTT and Bit just working around there by Popdog, and Bit finally is taken out by CBZ, who's actually the last remaining player here for zEx. Gets the kill onto BTT as well, so he's brought it down to a 3-on-1 from a 5-on-1. But he is actually surrounded at the moment.
Yeah,
the bomb's down just outside of ladder room on Popdog. There's more grenades coming. It's down to 71 HP, and CBZ playing this quite smart, I think, here. Although FNX should know where he is. Nak certainly does, and he will come in and will make it 11-1. Sorry, 11-2. I forgot about that round. To mibr with just 2 rounds to go.
I didn't see the problem of maybe going for the obvious tactic of inner after its success. I don't think they would have ever stacked 3 men on it. You're going to have a 2-man defense anyway. But still, they decided to go down that ladder, and they were met by 4. So mibr kind of not only hitting the shots, calling the strats.
Trying to get around quickly here. Bit's going to be the lone defender on the Ivy as they do come rushing around. FNX's grenade finds one. And quickly try to get around again. Asian does kill FNX. And it's now a 3 versus 3. Bomb is on the outer side as well with CBZ. And BTT kills GX. Asian replies with one of his own, and CBZ goes aggressive down towards those Z hallways. Asian goes down. It's all on CBZ. BTT again, who is certainly taking, well, what could be a man of the match here for him. 21 kills, 7 deaths, and we're not even at half-time yet.
Yeah, but you also, just looking at zEx, when they rush and cause confusion by almost seemingly, I would say not know what they're doing, of course, but it's to mibr, they might be slightly confused at zEx's tactics. But the way they actually rush with pistols does actually cause some confusion, and they are able to pick up kills on mibr. Now, I'm not saying running like madman with guns, but I'm certainly saying that playing aggressive really seems to kind of suit them. And when they play slow and almost unconfidently, they're having a ridiculously hard time. And once again, we've got Kogu at the back of inner, looking down white halls with the AWP, and no one from zEx making a decision or a move yet. But still, baiting time might work out for him. They've actually almost drawn Knack away from that inner bomb site, so a move on the inner could be a good idea now. They are going to peek for it.
Yeah, it looks like CBZ could take a peek around. Kogu is at the end of that corridor, and they know it. They're not going to go for that. There's a lovely grenade rolls into the feet of CBZ, does the damage. CBZ's actually trying to out-peek Kogu here.
Well, actually, Kogu gave him a lot of respect and decided actually to back all the way off to the other side. Not sure if he thought that there would have been a rush coming on, but still quite respectful play. And, you know, Kogu in this position, you might expect him to kind of sit up there and hit a couple of shots, but that's not going to be the case. Playing safe, and you can only imagine that will be the best kind of style of play here.
Kogu is going to wait, but CBZ is going to take him down. This could be a round then for zEx. They are in on that inner bomb site. BTT falls as well as Magic spots him with the AK-47. Just FNX and Bit to win the round for mibr. FNX goes down. It's all going to be on Bit, who has 2 HP. He's moving through Z halls, and it's looking like it will finish 13-3. Bit not ready to give up just yet, though, and he does get 1 kill before being shut down by GX, and that will be half-time then, 13-2. Sorry, 12-3. Yeah, the half-time score then. And at the point where we had 4 rounds left, I said, you know, zEx need these last 4. They managed 2 of them, which I guess is good for them. But again, they're relying completely on pistol now. And to be honest, the pistol round's not a round which you really want to rely on.
No, absolutely not. But we are going to go straight into the pistol round. But what was also notable is zEx had a lot more kind of success, definite success over by that inner bomb site. So I'm not sure if that's something to say about mibr's defense. Obviously, we had Knack on there. Knack's one of the guys that doesn't have his equipment, so that might have been the case. But they are going to be pushing outer mibr. Do look like they've gotten reasonably easy, and so at range, they will have a slight advantage.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them have bought USPs here for that, you know, let's just say outside battle there, as actually zEx do get the first kill of the round. The bomb is planted on the outer side there, and now zEx have to force their way back in. Bit is going to grab a kill. Both CBZ and Asian both getting kills between them, and actually there's a fake defuse coming in now as CBZ and Magic both go to work. That defuse will come in by zEx, and that will be a much needed round, the pistol round for zEx. Obviously they've moved over now onto that stronger CT side. Now they just have to string some rounds together, get some momentum going, and kind of throw mibr off their game. Well, actually,
zEx are really good with pistols. Not sure that's because we've seen them mainly using pistols, but they do seem to have some really good success. They've been warmed up with pistols, certainly after having to eco many situations. But picking out that pistol round, obviously, yes, hugely important. And now it's their time to shine as they go on CT and are going to have to hold off a various different amount of tactics, you know, strats and kind of gameplay from mibr to bring this one back.
Yeah, and it's starting well again from zEx. mibr just kind of running into what looked like a brick wall for a while there. Kogu's managed to steal himself a Colt, which will be quickly taken back off him by Asian. And FNX also drops there, so that's another one on the board for zEx. They are up to 5 rounds now to the 12 of the Brazilians now. This round, of course, mibr can afford to buy. They managed to get the bomb down here a couple of times, and that will allow them to be able to buy 3rd round AK. So this makes this round quite an interesting one, as making a lot of noise moving down to this inner site. Asian is there, and He wasn't allowed to do too much damage there as he was taken out by Knack, but this was a very fast, to-the-point rush from mibr. Kogu's there to pick up the rotators with the AWP as well as he watches those Z hallways. CBZ comes back around of him and Ions looking for these kills. Kogu picks off one. And Ions is now sat at the back of the train yard. CBZ's worked his way in as well. Ions goes down. CBZ, the final player, did manage to get FNX. It was just on the side ledge there, but Bit came in as well, got the kill. And as you may expect, as soon as mibr get the guns, and I mean, it wasn't, you know, a difficult tactic to execute there for mibr. It was literally just an inner rush.
Yeah, it was. But the other thing was that zEx weren't in a position to actually handle it, and they actually got flashed out of the inner bomb site and were forced into Z hallways. And once they're in Z hallways, they've got to get past Kogu's AWP. So really, you know, I would have liked them to take up a different position after the flash and be more confident with their own kind of skill and not have to wait for that backup, because kind of almost relying on a whole team coming in, you know, kind of gave Kogu such a huge advantage and managed to pick up the kill. So mibr claim another one, and really they're going to be looking to claim this as well.
Well, the thing is, when obviously you have a team that wins, that gets a bomb plant and kills in 2 rounds, in the first 2 rounds, even though they obviously lose them, you pretty much can guarantee that they're going to go early by 3rd round. And then when you've still got FAMASas, obviously you don't quite hold up to them, and that's always a problem. And I think zEx, well, that's exactly what happened. I mean, they just couldn't match those AKs with the firepower. Obviously, they had Kogu with an up, watching the rotators that were coming back around from the Z halls. At the moment, we are in a 5 versus 2. And it's not an easy situation for zEx to be in. They're actually sat inside of the CT spawn. GX now making his way. Yeah, we got delivered chocolate for our that's our reward for doing this round. As Magic does get the last kill, but he will be killed on his exit from that inner site. So that puts mibr, of course, up to 14 rounds to 5 of zEx. And now, well, zEx are going to buy this round to stop them, well, hopefully for them, stop them going through onto game point. But if they lose this, they're going to be saving on that game point, which basically means game over. But we'll see how this mibr push comes. So it is looking like a fast one once again. They have moved up very quickly. We're going to watch Kogu from the start, as he did spot one, didn't get the frag off, though. And that allows mibr to know exactly that they do have one member on the outside. Flash is going down to the end of those white holes. And mibr continue to stack their players in there. In fact, 4 of them there. Bit will probably come join here in a second. Kogu is about to smoke, and then we will see a push from mibr. I'm going to switch around to one of the other players because Kogu's probably going to sit back just a little. More flashes going out. FNX being tagged up through the smoke as he drops down onto the ladder. Spots one behind that. Paul is going to spray through and get a frag onto Asian. Ions has gone down as well. Looking like a very amazing push from mibr again as the bomb does get planted on the inner side. FNX running out of bullets there. It was taken out by Magic, but CBZ will be the man, well, that could, but probably not going to try to get them back in this round. Obviously, a 4-on-1. It's better to set up for the exit kills, try and take some guns away. Obviously, mibr are going to swamp him here. They don't want him taking this M4 through into the next round, which obviously from that position could do them a little bit of damage. And Kogu will take him down right in T-spawn. And that will put mibr up on game point, 15 rounds to 5. And well, zEx need 10 in a row if they want to bring this back to a draw.
I want to say not impossible, but I am almost going to say impossible versus mibr. What they've shown us here is, you know, at the moment, nothing to match up with mibr. It's no real shame, obviously. Such a fantastic team. Also, though, you know, they have been training a lot. But a question to you, Joe, maybe. I mean, we have Knack and also Bit without their equipment. Have you noticed any real difference?
Nah, not particularly. I mean, they obviously have adapted to this, and you saw a close range shot from Kogu there on Pop Dog. That was nice. But yeah, I don't see any difference all in all. Maybe later when we see a bit more stress on them. You know, at the moment they're really kind of playing with ease. Once they get maybe a closer game, it might come into play. And certainly psychologically, you know, when you're not playing with your equipment,
and things aren't going your way, it gives you an excuse and something to blame, something in the back of your mind that might worry you. So maybe later on in the tournament, as a closer games versus X3O and Gravitas Gaming, it might cause a problem, but certainly not now. Yeah, I can see that as well.
Yeah, that was actually a crash on the final round.
From Magic.
From Magic. But
I think he's going to give it to him, maybe.
Yeah, mibr will obviously win the game 16 rounds to 5. The teams will play through the last rounds, but they don't particularly mean all that much at this stage. Obviously, we can follow that as we go through a little bit later on, as I just want to refresh the page and see if any of the other games have been played.
Actually, in the top group, actually just been all claimed 1 win. So
that's the default from EG Canada.
I do think that we're going to be playing most of these games out just one by one, just so sure we can get everybody is able to see them. Obviously, starting off with mibr, a bit of a bonus.
Yeah, the other game that's going on right now in Group B is X3O versus Realist Project. That's at the same time as mibr and zEx. Then we have Realist Project against Guardians and X3O against mibr. That one will be coming up next for us. Again, that should be probably the game of the group, and in my opinion, the only team that will give them some trouble from this group. But again, they've not got their equipment, but I didn't really see much of a difference. Yeah,
but when they come up against X3O, there will be a slight more need for it. I mean, obviously that game looked pretty simple for mibr. I mean, everything started off nicely. They did, yes, lose the pistol round on the second half mainly because zEx were warmed up a lot with the pistols, but still, got the bomb plant down, got a sufficient amount of kills, and had a nice buy. So it looked really, really easy. And yeah, everyone's going to be looking for mibr to kind of not only top the group, but take the whole tournament.
Yeah, they certainly are the favourites coming into this one, and certainly after watching that game, they are looking very, very strong. I mean, BTT was defending from Ladder Room. Pop Dog in that game on CT side was just absolutely fantastic. Knack as well, who got, I think, 3 kills in the pistol round, then 2 kills for the 3 rounds after that, was just looking, again, completely on fire. So, I mean, the question is, will anyone be able to stop mibr? I mean, X3O obviously the big candidates in the group stage. Then over in Group A, we also have Gravitas, Mob, and EG, which, in my opinion, that group without EG Canada actually turns a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, it does. Not sure. I mean, people kind of say maybe Gravitas, but that group really could go either way. So that's an interesting group, especially in Group A. Not sure if anyone's going to be up to the challenge of mibr, but I mean, today we're going to have the group stages. Yeah. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing relegations today, but when they come in tomorrow, there's always a chance that mibr might get their luggage. But there's also a chance that mibr might not play that good. With each day, teams can really perform so differently. We see it.
They're at VG Expo, right, which is a big video gaming event.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
they're going to be playing Street Fighter all night.
If there's anyone there that can, provide equipment, if there are any shops out. I've never been there. I don't know if they do sales as well as showing off the latest stuff. I would imagine
probably do.
There will be some of that going on. But I'd imagine that they could probably find
at knife rounds, give me some equipment, and it will happen.
Yeah, the game is actually still paused there. Obviously, we do have the final score: 16 rounds to 5 is the margin that mibr were able to defeat zEx. Think it could have been a bit more, to be honest.
Sorry,
I think it could have been a much bigger win.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so actually we have an update with X3O. They've played their first game. This is TP, the Realist Project, TRP, sorry, and that was actually 23-7. So X3O looking still strong as well, but 7 over 30 rounds versus X3O. We can't say how well in shape they are.
Yeah, you've also got to think that once these teams get to 16, they've got those 3 points, and yes, the rounds are important, but they are less important than those first 16 that you need. So they do take their feet off the gas a little bit, and maybe, in my opinion, the 30 rounds when you get a score like 25-5 is not always like a true reflection of how close the game was or what, because
the game was actually 16-5, which was really close.
Well, it could have been 16-0, but you'd never know that because it's 25-5.
Did you enjoy the game over there, Matt? Matt's actually hiding down in the couch at the moment. We can say what you're saying. Brilliant. Thumbs up.
Yeah, made in Brazil, looking strong.
You like Made in Brazil, don't you?
I love Made in Brazil.
You love Made in Brazil.
Yeah.
Good, good. You looking forward to some WoW later?
Yeah, but I'm enjoying the CS more at the moment.
When you just
Because it's
asleep?
on. Yeah.
I mean, the quality's so good that I can imagine what's going on in my head.
Even though Matt's not watching it, he says our commentary's so good he can imagine what's going on in his head. Hopefully we're giving him bad dreams as we talk about terrorists and counter-terrorists. But anyway, not to be the case. But so that was mibr versus zEx then. So X3O do pick up their first round as well.
Yep.
Over in Group A, we haven't started, and I'm sure that we'll be following...
Starts later on, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure that we're going to be following that on ESL TV. Obviously, later as well, we're going to have World of Warcraft. But for the moment, we're going to let these teams either... I'm sure there's something to sort out on set.
They are certainly
definitely a
sorting
pause,
something out right now.
I mean, we won't keep you here just kind of waiting for the next game to start listening to us. So what we'll do is we'll go to a quick commercial break, then we'll go to a small break, and we'll try and find out all the information on what's going on over in Philadelphia. But when we come back, rest assured, it will be mibr versus X3O here at the Intel Extreme Masters Philadelphia Continental Finals for America.